I don't know how I'm gonna start this one. I'm not laughing at that. It is something else. Is just incredible, man. It's incredible. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Sorry is True podcast. It's your boy ARP, and we back here to talk. Hey, y'all, do me a favor. Make sure y'all check out that Gilly video that I dropped last night. It's about him speaking on his son passing. The lives will always be in the morning. Well, 98.9% of the time, unless something's going on that we need to cover in the moment at night. But the lives will always be in the morning. But I got some uploads dropping for y'all during the day, so don't miss those. All right, let's get into this, man. Why am I laughing? I hate being live. Happy Friday. So, the backstory, people. I mean, we covered it, we spoke about it, and for anybody that's still catching up, you have the notorious street gangster and legend Big Meech, the main target from the feds, the big dog for BMF. BMF, they had a serious wave throughout some of the biggest cities. You're talking Atlanta, you're talking Detroit, you're talking Florida, like Miami, like these guys when they were moving, they were moving. The hip hop scene was well aware of them. A lot of rappers gravitated towards them. Fabulous, Young Jeezy, they had their own artists as well, Blue Da Vinci. Blue Da Vinci has had a lot to say ever since he's come home. It's a lot of backstory for everybody that is in tune with BMF and has followed their story over the years. Their story is so massive, 50 Cent wanted to do a show about it. Okay? So, Big Meech comes home. There's a welcome home concert that's put together for him with a lot of big names. The names such as Rick Ross, such as Sexy Reds, such as Lil Baby, such as my guy ESTG. And in the midst of that rollout and promotion, Big Meech does a promotional video with Rick Ross. He's wearing a promotional sweater for Rick Ross's car show, and they're yucking it up together, arms around each other and all that. And everybody knows what that's going to result in when you're talking about 50 Cent, right? Even though his hands is in the show, even though he's eating off of the BMF documentary, 50 Cent, he is who he is. Some of us credit him for it. Some other people think he's petty for it. In my stream for the 50 Cent and Irv Gotti breakdown, when Irv Gotti passed away, you see what I got into. I went into 50 Cent's past. We're not supposed to be shocked about this. And to a degree, we're supposed to understand 50 Cent's movements, right? But that's the other stream. Check that out. Let's stay with this. So 50 Cent starts to troll the hell out of Big Meech, right? He starts to call him a rat. He posts a picture on his Instagram of an actual rat with the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." And part of me feels that Rick Ross was looking forward to for years to actually performing his BMF song with Big Meech home. Fucking 50 seems to spoil that. He wanted to perform that fucking song. But anyway, he posts a picture of him being a rat. Call him a rat directly. Now we know in the streets, you're not supposed to call somebody a rat without paperwork. All right. So then here comes from 50 Cent side, the validations as to putting that type of label on somebody. One of the biggest, I guess, angles from 50 Cent is putting this person, Tammy, in front, saying that Big Meech performed third-party cooperation, right? Like snitching through somebody else, this woman, Tammy. He continues to say on his Instagram that a Tammy documentary exposing all is on the way. When Diddy says he's doing a Diddy, I mean, when 50 says he's doing a Diddy documentary or he's going to continue to destroy and completely, and we see the way he moves, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is really, really on the way. He seems to attack people and go after not just their current, but their future ability to operate. That's how 50 Cent is. Destroy completely 48 laws of power type of shit, right? Or the 50 laws of power if you talk about the book that he rewrote. So Tammy seems to be a big piece of his alleged proof. And then after that, there's another bombshell that dropped. It's the guy allegedly that was told on that's in prison, the guy named Cuffy. He's making a lot of jail calls home. And he's also saying out of his own mouth, "I'm sitting here because of Big Meech." Once again, Me personally, I don't have the paperwork in front of me or the documentary yet that pieces this all together and makes me say yes or no. I'm just not going to be naive. I don't give a fuck about nobody's reputation. So I'm not going to say impossible. I'm not going to stand on that side. And then just because you hate somebody because they were with Rick Ross and Supreme Sun linked up with Southwest T, which is another BM, and 50 Cent got mad. And now all of a sudden you start to expose Big Meech allegedly. I'm not jumping on this side of the gate neither. I'm gonna stay right here in the middle and cover this, and we're gonna continue to walk this down and figure this out as more revelations are revealed. But the concert being canceled is a big deal to a lot of people. And here's why. The concert was canceled for unforeseen reasons. What the fuck is unforeseen? First of all, when you give a reason like that for a show, a concert, whatever's going on that was promoted that has a date stamped on it and something like that gets canceled, right? Especially last minute or day of with big names and you want to assume big money involved. I mean, if a ticket doesn't sell and you come out and say, hey, we're changing the date, we're pushing it back, celebrities do that all the time. Okay, cool. Day of to say unforeseen. Well, what's one thing that we're all going to assume is unforeseen? The attack from 50 Cent. Nobody saw that coming. It was damn sure unfucking foreseen. Right. So if we look at the pressure that 50 Cent continued to apply to Big Meech, to those around Big Meech in this concert, Big Meech's son exposed his text messages. I guess it's shocking and not shocking for this concert to be canceled. And I'm still going to be on the lookout for more details, but I even have an indication that 50's involved in two places, but we'll get into that. Let's bring up exhibit number one as far as going over what we're seeing behind this situation. Okay. So this is Baller Alert. Shout out to Baller Alert once again. You know, they on top of things. Big Meech breaks his silence on 50 Cent's rat allegations, 50 response. So this was in the midst of 50 putting up all these posts on his Instagram over like the last week. And it got to the point where Big Meech himself had to respond. He had to make a public statement. But this was before the concert was canceled. So what do we see?
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
Yeah, man, let the world know, man. Check this out,
Now,
man.
this is Cuffy
At
talking.
the end of the day, man, he used a civilian. Tammy ain't got no motherfucking G code that she got to follow.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So I don't have a problem with Tammy whatsoever, man.
Right.
As long as it come out who sent her. I know that Tammy was sent. You
Right.
understand? You feel
Right.
me? By Big Meech.
Right.
I know she was put on the mission, homie.
Right. Page of
Not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
Here goes 50 Cent.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told
will.
Tammy to tell, bitch.
Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up? When Vizzo don't show up? When all these motherfuckers don't show up?
I wasn't going to address this.
Man, this nigga reading drops, man. Look at you reading this shit.
Oh, 50 is crazy.
Never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena.
He can't even go. He on house arrest. He can't even go.
I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the street.
You tricked.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So
50 Cent simply saying, this nigga's reading, as creators then start making skits like that. 50 Cent, remember people, 50 Cent's Instagram is a huge platform. There's been talk around Big Meech for years, right? Once again, Blue Da Vinci and other people, the Buzz, and where I stood during all of this was in the middle. I don't know, until more gets discussed, proven left or proven right. But when 50 Cent does it on his platform, the whole world takes notice. It starts hitting all the blogs. It starts hitting all the major media platforms. Big Meech himself then has to come out and respond. Of course, the guy Cuffy sitting in jail doing interviews and sending notes and kites and everything back home, talking about like, yeah, this is what it is. That damn sure doesn't help. And I'm glad to hear even Cuffy from himself say this girl Tammy he looks at as a civilian, because that was going to put a bunch of people on a wave of saying, hey, 50, you're kind of promoting this person, Tammy. You're kind of like alluding to maybe even working with her to support maybe a documentary that's coming out. But if she told, then she's a rat. So rats are rats, right? Allegedly. So why would you start to affiliate yourself with this rat, even though like you can't do the enemy of my enemy is my friend if you're alleging that they're both rats, because you still end up breaking one of the codes, right? But to Cuffy's admission right there, and to maybe possibly more stuff that comes out about who Tammy is, I'm waiting to see this documentary. If she was running around with a bunch of street niggas, knowing that they street niggas to make some side dirty money or invest in BMF or have the rights to the BMF story, etc., and she knew this type of stuff, and then she got grabbed, possibly directly or indirectly in relation to BMF street activities, and then she told, then you're a fucking rat, right? Just because you're not out there the one pumping the drugs or pulling the triggers doesn't mean that you get to claim civilian. But if she really was just from a legitimate standpoint, moving around, minding her business, and ended up getting caught in something that she wasn't aware of, and that's the reason why she told, she's not a snitch. She really is a civilian, right? And then 50 would be justified for promoting her and working for her. That's just a subtopic that I want to touch on real quick. We can get back to that later on. But 50 Cent trolling Big Meech like this created a lot of buzz. And you see, and I got more stuff that we're going to bring up, people. And I got a life jewel at the end that we're going to get into. So bear with me. But you see, when 50 Cent said, you're going to be surprised or you're going to be mad when these niggas don't show up. You're going to be mad when Lil Baby don't show up and Skilla and all these people don't show up. You see, when he said that, the psychology and like the mind games and the divide and conquer of 50 Cent, it's top tier. It's top tier. You got to see it. You got to pay attention to what he's saying. It's not like, oh, he got word that little Baby didn't call 50 Cent and say, yo, I just want to let you know I'm not going. I don't believe that. All right. 50 Cent is putting pressure on these people. Did y'all see my stream when I covered it initially? You see what I said when he started calling Big Meech a rat and all that, and we did a stream on it? What did I say? I said, I'm just a civilian podcaster. If these allegations come out and I'm doing business with somebody, I'm going to go run and start to do some homework or make some phone calls or speak to the people involved, right? I had to do the same thing with ID Boom. I had to go do my due diligence, right? I said, now, if I'm doing that as a podcaster, just to be in the loop, imagine what the people that are involved have to do if they claim to be street. Sexy Red, doesn't she affiliate or claim something? I don't know. Little Baby, he's a street nigga, right? Who else is on the bill? Hold on, let's pull it up real quick. Fuck it. We don't gotta rush this. Happy Friday. Big Meech welcome home concert. I'm sure I'll get the flyer up here in 5 seconds. Here it is. Okay, who's performing on this shit? You got Lil Baby, street nigga. You got Rick Ross. Rick Ross represents the streets and he claims the streets. So go about that how you want. We remember the CO stuff. I don't know what Rick Ross's true past and come up was, okay, to be fair. But he claims the streets. So you want to claim the streets in front of all of us, you want to be street in front of all of us, then you have to walk with the street code as well. But Little Baby, street nigga. Rick Ross, 21 Savage, street nigga. Sexy Red, I don't know. I've heard that she's affiliated. I'm not sure. Kodak Black seems to be a street nigga to me. 42 Doug, he just came home. I mean, going to prison doesn't make you a street nigga, but he's street nigga. ESTG, street nigga. Won't stop talking about shit that I hope doesn't get him indicted one day. I pray doesn't. Moneybag Yo, street nigga. Who else? T Grizzly, Street Nigga. Classic, classic being in prisons songs we're talking about. And the list continues of the people that's on this shit, that's on this concert, were on this concert. So these people, you could be hurt if you're performing and representing and welcoming home somebody that's under attack with those type of allegations, even if the allegations are false, right? So to play it safe, it might hurt to do. Or you might even burn a bridge, like let's say with BMF or Big Meech, if it comes out later on to be proven like, yo, 50 Cent was just mad at me over Rick Ross. But here's all the actual paperwork and proof that Cuffy's mad because he's in jail and 50 Cent's hating on me because of Rick Ross. Here's the actual black and white proof. This story is dead now. If that comes out later and you pulled out at a concert, then maybe you did burn a bridge with Big Meech and BMF. Very possible. But is it worth it? If you claim to be a street nigga, right? Little Baby had to do the same thing, to the point where you got the academics of the world saying, yo, you need to go link back up with Gunna. He can't. There's certain things you just can't do once you stand like that based on your morals and your principles and the codes that you say that you follow. And then if we got to watch you violate them, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take all those fucking stripes off your jacket and say, you ain't really that. And then if we play your music after that, we just look at it through that lens. You're just entertainment. Our buy-in to you as being legitimate or being real or actually rapping what you live, we can't do that anymore. Just make good music now, right? So you have to take that risk and say, whether I damage a relationship or not, I got to step back. I can't be caught up on this. This ain't good. I can't deal with this shit. I can't go perform with Gunna. However, I can't. My reputation is at stake here. My career needs to continue going forward, whether it's with Big Meech and BMF as associates of mine or not. And I'm not saying that that's why the concert was canceled. But once again, going back to what I was saying, the divide and conquer, the mind games and the psychology of somebody like a 50 Cent, even him saying that, what you going to do when Little Baby don't show up? He's putting pressure on the people on the bill and saying, hey, y'all see this? What you gonna do now? You think Little Baby wants to end up getting trolled on 50 Cent's Instagram because he showed up and did the concert? He can't even deal with academics. They calling him and having phone calls behind the scenes. Little Baby and academics getting on the phone, squashing beef. You think he wants to go through it with 50 Cent? So it's a bad spot to be in for all the people that's on the concert. Let's continue now to exhibit number 2 as to why I also believe that 50's allegations and pressure and trolling and the size of his Instagram platform is the reason why the shit was canceled. Let's get to that. Let's get to exhibit number 2 now. And it happens to be Rick Ross's Instagram stories. All right, let's check it out.
Trying to decide how we gonna roll at this Meech concert tonight. 2 lambs, 4 Raris, 5 double R's, something like that.
Mind you, people, that was 16 hours ago. The concert was supposed to be yesterday, which was the 13th. Oh, by the way, happy Valentine's Day, folks. So talk about day of cancellation. This is one of the main people on the bill, Rick Ross. And the concert is happening in Florida, where Rick Ross is supposed to have his stronghold, right? That's a whole nother topic. Like Rick Ross, like how does this get canceled in your place by allegedly a New Yorker? But anyway. So like the morning of, he's still promoting the concert. Now let's fast forward through his stories. Okay, promotion. Dope. I like that chain.
Biggest boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 3:05 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Bam.
What? People, did you see the first post? The first post was 16 hours ago that we saw, and then that one was 4 hours later. Rick Ross, I guess I give him a little bit of credit for at least standing up to 50 Cent, because 50 Cent comes off as a bully to a lot of people, right? Over the years, Rick Ross has always seemed to be game. He calls him curly, and he says he can't dress. He trolls him. He offers him deals. Hey, come work for me. I'm the biggest boss. And he's always been right. He's got songs going at 50 Cent. Burn the house down, you stupid mother, right? He's got lyrics and songs going at 50. He's always been game for it. And I give Rick Ross credit for that, man. I'm a fan of Rick Ross's music, by the way. I'm a fan of both of these guys. So I give him credit for saying, I ain't gonna let you ja rule me. And these guys have been at it for like 10 plus years, Rick Ross and 50 Cent. And he's always been game. There's at times where he comes. Didn't he do a recent post, Rick Ross, saying, if I wake up and I'm bored and I want to get the news cycle going, or if I want to get in my promotion back, I'll just come out and say, fuck 50 Cent. Didn't he post some shit like that within like the last 2 weeks? I say all that to say, people, if Rick Ross wants to take a shot at 50 Cent, he's going to do it. Why? 4 hours later, after promoting this concert where you get to finally perform BMF with Big Meech home on stage with you, why is all you have to say, hey, I just got word the concert is canceled, and now catch us at the after party. If you have a ticket to the concert, it's going to be honored at the after party. That's all you got to say. Because I know Rick Ross is in the dead center of all this controversy that started kicking up with Little Meech, Big Meech, 50 Cent. Rick Ross trolled 50 Cent right after, right? Didn't he do a response post on his IG acting like he was crying to replicate 50 Cent? Oh, I took a picture with Big Meech. He was trolling 50 Cent. So if this doesn't involve 50 Cent, right, I would assume that Rick Ross, who knows he's at the dead center of it, including the trolling, the beef, and everything, and even the reason why a lot of this has happened, I assume he would damn sure stand up and say, don't even try to give 50 Cent the credit for this. It's canceled because the cop shut the venue down because we sold too much tickets or some shit like that. Rick Ross should want to come out and say that. You don't want to give 50 that dub. No? Yes? All you got to say is, I just got word that it was canceled and you're dead in the center of all this. Sorry. My spider senses is saying, yeah, 50 did this shit. Damn, son. Let's go to this exhibit real quick. I want to go to 50 Cent's Instagram real quick. Yo, 50 is such a fucking menace, B. He is a menace. But we know this. We know this. What's going on his gram these days?
I love you!
I love you. You only love Chachi.
All right, so who's on 50's target list? Obviously, right there, you got Meek Mill and Diddy, right? Diddy's forever, and Meek Mill, he obviously isn't fond of him at all either. So he's getting at Meek Mill and Diddy right now. How long ago was that video?
I love you!
That was 3 weeks ago. Oh my God. All right, what else is going on? Who else is he getting at? He's into it right now with Jim Jones.
Don't ever let somebody, people can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it.
Oh my God.
You want something, go get it.
Yo. It's wild because I fuck with all parties involved. I fuck with Cam, I fuck with Jim, I fuck with 50, man. But funny is funny, man. I'm building up to a point, and we haven't even gotten to my life lesson yet, people. Bear with me, man. We in pod mode, okay? So who else is he into it with, right? I have a point here. Obviously, we saw this one. Let me stop laughing. This is crazy. We covered this. Him trolling the passing of Irv Gotti. And once again, rest in peace, Irv Gotti. Right? But I assume that pisses off anybody associated and all loved ones, family members, and friends of Irv Gotti. Right? So you're into it. Put something like that on your gram. You're into it. What else? Oh, this is Tammy.
It's called Tammy Collins. She's privileged to what's called the affidavits in support of the wiretaps.
Okay.
It's like 3 affidavits. In those affidavits, it tells Meech's full role. Now, I wasn't allowed to have them because they played this. I'm this kingpin and I'm this killer, and they life in jeopardy, in danger.
Right.
That's why they was able to close the courtroom. We'd have been out at Meech, but they played a cold game. I give it to her, and they was playing chess and we was playing checkers.
Okay.
Damn, you see the caption of that. The truth and nothing but the truth. Tammy Cohen coming soon. She has all the paperwork and the recorded phone calls. Big Screech. I mean, so obviously this stream is about BMF and Big Meech and 50 Cent. So that's another one on his list, obviously, right? He's got the post up here canceled. This is an obvious sarcasm. This is another indication of his involvement. Of course, the redirection, right? Like, we got common sense. I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. Emoji with the arms up. Right? Sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am. Why say I'm stronger than you think I am? That's showing your reach, right? Is that not like what that means? Your reach. Whether it's into Florida, where you're from, Rick Ross, whether it's your concert and it's not, I have no involvement in it. Big Meech, right? He's like my power and my reach. You guys must respect it. And even going back to the caption, like as you just break down the simplicity of it, I sincerely hope you have a nice day. Now, that's clear sarcasm, right? Stop calling my phone. I had nothing to do with it. Now, he may not have directly called the venue and called in a bomb threat or some shit like that, right? But the pressure that we broke down in an earlier piece of this live, maybe artists were pulling out. Maybe they pulled out for their own unforeseen reasons, right? Hey man, my bad, but my publicist is saying that I can't do the concert anymore. Hey man, my PO called me after all the 50 Cent trolling. They didn't know about this concert until 50 Cent started blowing it up all across the internet. And my PO says that I can't affiliate with other people that's on probation as well, or just came home within a certain amount of time, or from prior gangs or whatever. You're still walking around with that BMF medallion, Big Meech. My PO said I can't. They could be telling the truth or lying, right? This is all possible is what I'm saying. And then they all cancel, and then people say, I just saying looking good, we got to close down the whole show. And 50 Cent says, I didn't do it, but I did it. You get it? It's crazy shit. So 50 Cent's platform, 33.9 million followers. This is why I say, you think niggas want to get into it with 50 on his platform? They don't. They don't. All right, next chapter. How do y'all feel about Big Meech going through this after serving all that time in prison? Now, if we bring up, because I wasn't sure how much time it was, so I pulled up the article real quick and let's jump through it. Drug kingpin, Big Meech leaves federal prison for a residential program in Miami. All right, you get released to Miami and you start hanging around Rick Ross, possibly. Did y'all see the memes of like Lil Meech like looking sad, and the caption is like, my father came home and ruined everything? Like, it's crazy. Like, but Rick Ross probably thought he was trolling Big Meech by standing with Big Meech because 50 Cent has a show with them. Turns out 50 Cent is shutting this shit down. And I'm not saying BMF, but shutting the shows, the concerts. All right, let's keep going. Big Meech, who co-founded the notorious drug trafficking organization BMF, will serve the remainder of his prison sentence in residential reentry program in Miami, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So what that means is technically he's still serving his time. He's still under guidelines. He's still you know how they say, probation is still walking off your term, right? So if you got 5 years incarcerated and 5 years on probation, some people think that once they're free, or some people, their way of looking at it is once they're free, and they're outside, literally outside of the walls, they're done. It's not true. This is why a lot of people are scared for Young Thug. They're just like, yo, they got you on some thin ice revolving door shit. Like, your terms are scary. They're meant to put you right back. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment you go like this and you're really wiping your nose because you're sick, they're gonna fuck around and grab you. like, so if you got 5 years inside and 5 years probation, that's a 10-year term. You understand? And Big Meech is walking off the rest under this residential Miami release, which is another reason why it actually could be true that somebody really, really can't stand next to Big Meech right now, like legally. Like, if any of those rappers on their concert have their own terms from their probation, if they're on probation from anything, that you can't affiliate with other felons, etc., you can't perform on this show. But anyway. So I was making that up just as logic, but it could be true. It really, really could be true. All right, here's his age, 56. Meech, 56, was originally sentenced to 30 years in prison following his 2008 conviction for drug trafficking and money laundering. He was recently transferred to the residential program in Miami. So he was convicted in 2008. When was he arrested? Because he never made bail, right? So he never fought the case from home. He was always incarcerated the whole time. So he was sentenced to 30. Let's find the time. Hold on. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson first brought the story of Meech to his brother Terry to stars in an 8-episode series BMF in 2021. The series, which has aired 2 more seasons, delves into 1980s backstory of the brothers as they emerge from the inner city of Detroit to become wealthy drug kingpins embraced by the hip-hop culture. Make sure y'all watch my Gilly video from last night about us embracing crime. I said a quick 2-word term. I said murder, well, 3-word. I said murderers get murals. That shit hit different, especially within the context of yesterday's video. Check it out. Damn, murderers get murals. But anyway, he used his time in prison to focus on personal growth. There it is. Okay, arrested in 2005. He was sentenced, and the sentence ends January 27, 2026, according to the federal prison. So 20 years. He was arrested 2025. I don't think he ever made bail and fought from outside. He was convicted in 2008. That's when judge said guilty. And we're in 2025 right now. So he did 20 years. Wow. So he's 56 years old now. Imagine being 56 years old. You missed out on a lot of your children's life. You missed out on a big portion of your own life. You only get one chance at this. And then you come home and you assume that you need to start mingling and using your reputation to solidify yourself and your family, right? Big Meech's reputation obviously has him getting concerts like this with stars willing to come up there and represent him. So this was something that he needed to do. And this isn't just a logical thought. This was also even stated by his son. The text message that 50 Cent exposed coming from Little Meech, he said he's just getting a bag out of Rick Ross. Niggas is trying to get right until the next season of BMF. So Little Meech is alluding to they're not financially stable. Niggas coming home, Big Meech. Niggas ain't financially stable like that. I need to come home and get checked off from this person that might want to throw me about here's $50,000 for coming home and serving time. This person that wants to do a show with me. This person that wants to put me in a TV show. This person that wants to put me in a video. I need to get into these areas and mingle and use all this credibility and this respect that these people give me, all these high power names and industry names, and get my own shit rolling. And then within weeks, literally, 50 Cent throws one of the biggest monkey wrenches into your whole operation as far as coming out and trying to get yourself back into some legal, legitimate money. Now, life's lesson, people. Let's bring this up. Some have seen it, maybe some haven't. This is why this here, and I just gave y'all that little intro. The Big Meech and the 50 Cent situation will be beef forever. Okay? It's one thing to throw the monkey wrench and the person just like, all right, now I just got to change directions. You block the battle. It's all good. Fuck it. I'll make it up. I'll switch the battle. It's all good. Like, I'll do a different matchup. right? It's one thing for that. That creates problems. That creates issues forever. It's just like, I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll never trust you or fuck with you or shake your hand ever. But this right here is of different proportions. Same situations of somebody stepping in to play with your money or to block your food. But when you talk about this is my only option, I don't have the option to book a different battle. I don't have all my eggs is in this one basket of booking this event, and you trashed it. I don't got nothing else to do now. Like that was my savings. I just went to the damn roulette table and I put it all on black and red landed. I'm a wrap. I'm done. And if the show and the affiliations and the reputation of, when I said the show, I mean the BMF show, not the concert. If the TV show, your affiliations and your reputation is some of the biggest pieces of the Big Meech and his loved ones around him getting home and getting solidified, if that was just all wrecked because you put something like a snitch label on you to the point where all of a sudden, for unforeseen reasons, your concert gets canceled, then that means you may have just taken all of his biggest plates off of his table. And that's what 50 Cent does. He doesn't just want to beat you in this one-on-one little competition and back and forth. He wants to stop you from even making money. Right? Now, y'all take that how y'all take it and how y'all perceive Big Meech and 50 Cent to continue through something like this. But peep this if y'all haven't seen it. It's a life jewel, y'all.
3-card Monte. You know what that is? Yeah, the guy had the whole thing. The table was set up, and he had the 3 cards, and the crowd was hooting and hollering, and he was like, find the red card, find the red card. And people were playing. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but it was really exciting. And I'm standing there watching it, and I noticed while I'm watching them play this game that the red card, the one you're trying to find, had just a little bend on the corner. And I'm watching and I'm like, yo, this guy doesn't seem to know that red card is bent. I'm going to beat this motherfucker. And I walked up to the table and I said, let me play a hand. And I put my last $60 on that table and he starts to shuffle and find the red card, find the red card. And I kept watching that bent card go around the table, make sure I kept my eyes on that bent card. And when he stopped shuffling and he said, find the red card, I pointed to it with confidence. Here it is right here. And he flipped it over and it was black. And he took my money. I couldn't fucking believe that. How did this nigga do that? Was that magic or sorcery? I was confused. So you know what I did? I sat there and I watched him for a real long time play the game. And I realized that all those people who was doing all that hooting and hollering and betting, my God, they were his friends. They were in on the whole thing. I felt so wronged. I felt so stupid. And then the next sucker came up to the table and was about to put his money down. And I said, fuck that, man. Don't put your money there. All these niggas is in on it. It's a trick. And when I said that, the guy that was dealing, and this motherfucker was huge, snatched me up by my collar. Feel how strong he was when he grabbed me. I was a skinny little guy. And he was going to maul me. The only reason he didn't, I'm sure, is because he saw the fear in my face. And that fear, he looked at me. I saw his eyes go from hard to soft. He softened. Then he looked at me like the way a father would look at a child. And he said to me, young man, don't ever come between a man and his meal. I never forgot that either. Most niggas would have to run the streets for years to learn a lesson that profound. It took me 2 seconds. Never get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him.
Life lessons. That's the GOAT, by the fucking way, people. When you talk this comedy shit, that is the GOAT. When I talk about rap, I say multiple GOATs. When I talk about sports, I say multiple GOATs. When you talk about comedy, it's Chappelle. Sorry, I love you, Eddie. I love you, Martin. I love you, Chris Tucker. I love you, George Carlin. I love all these guys. Everybody. Chris Rock, everybody. That's the GOAT. Kevin Hart, that's the GOAT. Chappelle, that's the GOAT. Dave Chappelle and George Carlin are the two best to wrap comedy into real talk, real life lessons. That was stopping a man from eating is akin to killing him. And those seem to always be 50 Cent's intentions. Y'all with me? This is lifelong between these two people. It will be. Let alone you already called him a rat. It's just lifelong. It's a serious situation. Let me stop laughing. All jokes aside, I hope nobody, and I'm not just talking about 50 and Meech, even the people on the sides, the associates, I hope nobody gets hurt behind all of this, because when they say what's beef, that's serious. The rat allegations and stopping a man from eating is akin to killing him. This is serious. So I know we have our moments where we laugh and we joke and we enjoy the trolling and the Instagram, but then let's also get to the end of the video before we close out the story and say, people, remember the life lessons. Remember what we're all watching unfold in front of us for our own personal entertainment, and realize that this is also a serious situation. So let's be well-rounded, people. And I'm sure more will come out of this, and I damn sure will watch that documentary if it drops from Tammy. But I hope nobody gets hurt behind all of this stuff. You know, in the meantime, happy Friday. It is what it is. Y'all know the outro.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Look out, Marty, still got a gun.